Good evening. I'm Joyce Williams, 1612 Meadowcrest. I didn't want to go first, but I would have saved Marvin some trouble if I had, because I brought, Mr. Scott, your web page from your website, Citizens First. And what it says, Mr. Calden, in case next time you need some extra time, it says that the current approach simply applies, do your very best you can, and that's in response to just giving 5 minutes. But Mr. Scott, your words are, I think a better approach is to allow citizens to at least request a short time extension. I've worked hard on my speech tonight. I'm going to request a short time extension of probably about 15 seconds, not 5 minutes. So, it's a sad day in Mansfield when so many people have to come up and talk to our mayor that way. To the 6 councilmen around him, y'all are doing a great job. You conduct yourselves with intelligence, integrity, and I applaud you for your efforts to continue to work and make Mansfield the city that it is, despite the obstacles and distractions that our mayor is presenting you. Okay, also from your website, Mr. Scott, same page, Citizens First. You write, if I make a bad decision, you have every right to be mad at me. You also have every right as my supervisor to criticize my actions and vote. And I should openly listen to your criticisms and comments. I welcome them, good and bad. So how do I tell you what I think about your conduct the last 5 months? It's really difficult to summarize that in just 5 minutes. I wasn't sure how in the allotted time I could say what it is I wanted to say until I saw this. This is the cover of this week's issue of Fort Worth Weekly, entitled Barton's Bad Year. It's a satirical commentary on you being represented as Saint Sebastian. And I hope that you do realize that it's satire and not a compliment. So after that, I decided that's how I could do it. I could write a prayer to Saint Sebastian. Now, some of you may find this humorous and you may chuckle, and I think that's okay. But in the end, this is really serious. So I please ask all Mansfield residents to pray to Saint Sebastian that he will protect us from the plague that is infecting our city, recently identified as Barton-Lutz democracy plague, hereafter known as BLD. The symptoms of the BLD plague include confusing being the mayor with being the king. Rules do not apply to you, just others. You can lie, and it's acceptable. Others are lying all the time, even if they're telling the truth. You feel everyone supports you, even when they're telling you you're not. You are omnipotent, and the rest of us are all ignorant. You see Country Meadows Estates, Riviera, and part of the Arbors as rural, when we all know it isn't. You feel not playing well with others is acceptable. You want pedophiles to stop salivating over the children of Mansfield, and then you show them pictures of your own child. You feel the residents of Mansfield should determine the future of the city as long as it's the same future you want. You make guarantees you can't possibly keep. For example, that no sex offender will go into hiding if a sexual offender ordinance is passed, and that no child will be hurt or maimed on Woodcrest Lane if that street were to remain closed. You feel justified in leaving out important details of a topic in order to manipulate others to get your way. It is just impossible for you to take no for an answer. You interpret laws loosely for yourself and very strictly for others. Your personal agenda is the agenda for everyone. City employees are only here to do your work, not the work of the city. Taxpayer money is yours to spend as you wish. A compromise to you is that you give up nothing and everybody gives up everything. Open meetings laws and the Freedom of Information Act do not apply to you, just others. And suddenly you lose all understanding of the words confidentiality and fiduciary responsibility. The Attorney General should only answer calls from you. You can accept campaign contributions from anyone you want, but others can't. You feel that residency restrictions do not push sexual offenders into specific neighborhoods. You have a tendency to make those around you very angry over and over again. You act, others overreact. You feel you have a public mandate, even though 93% of all registered voters in the city of Mansfield did not vote for you. And lastly, you say you support our police and fire departments, yet through your actions, they're going to be short-staffed. So anyone finding themselves infected with the Barton-Lutz democracy plague should resign all public offices immediately and seek the appropriate health treatment because it closely mimics antisocial personality disorder. So please, Saint Sebastian, protect us from the BLD plague. Bart, it's time for you to go.
Thank you, Ms. Williams.